And we're live. Bienvenidos and welcome back, Familia, to the last episode, unfortunately, of season 2 of The Chosen. So far, it's been a great, tiny little adventure. We've had a lot of great conversations and a lot of big questions have come up in the last few weeks. If you haven't already, I encourage you to visit the communities tab on our YouTube channel and answer some of the questions that have been posed. Okay, please understand that they're not meant to start controversy. I just really want your opinions on it. I want your perspective, your point of view. I want to know what you've been told about those topics, and I just want to see the bigger picture. I really do want to understand and see the bigger picture here when it comes to everything that Christianity is. I'm excited about today's episode because if I guessed correctly, this is where the Sermon on the Mount is going to be, and I am a big fan of the Sermon on the Mount. So I am looking forward to getting started right away. So we're going to get started right away. But before we do, I just want to say a quick shout out to Gronas. Hello, welcome. We got Erika Ayala in the house and in the live chat. She's going to be supporting y'all. They're like, hey, relax. We got Sherry Ann in the house. Welcome. Brenda D in the house. Welcome. We got Jackie Hudson in the house. Minister Lillian Cobos in the house. Is it Cobos or Cabos? Cobos in the house. We have Queen Sec 5. Oh boy, excuse me. Get a little tickle in my throat. We have Angela in the house. Welcome, Angela. Donna Baldwin in the house. We got Alexandra Mare in the house. Welcome. Jaylena in the house. Becca. All right. A few things to point out. One, please join us on Discord if you haven't already. It is a free app that is available to all of you to join us for prayer requests. You can request prayer. You can offer prayer to other people. You can share your life with us. Anything that you're celebrating, we'd like to celebrate with you. Any difficult times that you're going through, we would love to walk with you in those difficult times. So if you care to join us by clicking on the link that Angela just posted here. The link is there. Just join us.
It's free.
And it's absolutely free, okay? And worldwide. So you'll get to meet a lot of great people worldwide. It is not a place, even though it's called Discord, it is not a place for Discord. So we're not there to argue or to talk about, ill about other people or their ideas or their beliefs. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome. So please join us there. Also join us later today because we have session 3 of our free guitar lessons here on YouTube. We're gonna go over the last 2 chords in our major group. I'm really excited because a lot of you are going to be learning how to play guitar, and hopefully we'll have you ready by the next Mother's Day or the next Father's Day or the next birthday, and have you playing at least happy birthday so that you can share the beauty of music with other people. Or hopefully, if your goal for the New Year's resolution is going to be to join the worship team, this is going to be the best way to do it. You're going to learn how to play guitar, learn how to play some chords, learn how to play, a few rhythm. And I'm going to do some tutorials in this channel so that you can learn how to play your favorite songs on at church or at home. And I'm excited about that. So, all right, if you're ready to get started with the last episode of season 2 of the Chosen, give me a thumbs up. And we'll get started right away. If anybody has any prayer requests, please make them in the live chat now. I want to ask you all to please be respectful. Please be respectful of each other, of the ideas presented on the show. If you have different ideas, that's okay. We love you for having different ideas, for having a different perspective. Your perspective is important. I don't want to shut anyone down on the live chat, but you will be muted if you are spamming it or if you're being unkind to other people. Okay, I don't like to be unkind. We don't want to be unkind to you. Everyone is welcome, but if you have a strong opinion, either keep it simple or just keep your opinion to yourself. Okay, if you feel it's going to be too harsh. I hope that was okay for me to say. I don't ever want to shut anybody down, but I love you all, and I want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable and everyone feels welcome in the live chat. Okay, good. Are we ready to go? All right, I saw a lot of beautiful thumbs up. We have a vamos. We have Brenda D is getting your attention, Roxana. And cool, excellent. All right, so let's get started. please read the Sermon on the Bible. It's pretty long, isn't it? I was actually reading it just a little bit ago, but we'll talk a little bit about it afterwards. Okay, Roxana, we'll talk about the sermon afterwards. Okay, familia, nice deep breath. I'm excited. I will be pausing and asking questions or offering questions or taking questions and giving questions throughout. All right, so here we go. Somebody said tissues. I got it. The box is ready to go. All right, here we go. Shout out to Angel Studios. Big thank you to Angel Studios and everyone in Dallas Jenkins' team for allowing us to do this and for creating this series. The volume is up all the way as high as it possibly can, so I apologize if you're having trouble hearing it.
40 talents. And you can keep the Western Ridge for whatever it is you love so much about it.
It's a beautiful view of the sunrise.
Well, you can't eat a sunrise.
Believe me, I know. What is your lineage?
We are here to talk price, not family history.
This is about my family. Your tribe.
Simeon?
These acres have been under the tribe of Reuben for 40 generations. I'm not about to surrender it to the little brother.
We can talk ancient birth order all you want, but it won't put a meal on your family's table.
55 talents.
45. We'll send a team of servants to help you move.
What is it that you want from this land? All rocks. Barely anything grows here.
That's right. But things that do grow, what happens to them?
All that grow?
Eventually?
They die.
We're here to cut tombs into these rocks. For the middle class.
All the way out here.
Only the wealthy can afford tombs close to the cities. And more of the middle class are dying, deep in tax debt.
Left with no money for a proper burial, these families are surrendering their beloveds to paupers' graves.
We're here to provide an affordable solution. Even if it's far away, it's better than a pit entwined with other disintegrating bones.
What's to stop me and my sons from carving the tombs?
Why haven't you? Do you have the tools? The expertise? Capital for hiring laborers and dozens of stonecutters?
$50 talents.
47. Final offer.
49. Suppose we find copper and lead when you dig.
I said 47. You can contact me tomorrow when you change your mind.
Wait. He has a point. The land could be worth more if there's something underneath, like he says. Copper or salt. He's not wrong.
Our business has a reputation of doing things the right way. I'd be willing to part with a few more talents on the off chance there is something valuable under all this rock.
This is all the promised land. No matter how it looks to you.
49. More than 10 years' wages, CASHAPP. Let's draw up the covenants.
10 years' wages?
What's wrong?
That word, covenant, I was thinking about the promise made to Abraham. And all the other promises.
And you can talk to your rabbi about that. For now, let us close the covenants and toast a fair deal for everyone.
His shifty eyes. Pause for dramatic effect. And here we go. Familia, come on, let's clap. There it is. Come on, we got Elizabeth Tabish, Paras Patel, our boy here, Noah James in his house, George H. Xanthus, interesting name, Joey, thank you for whatever you do, Jasmine, thank you, Allah Safi, yes, we got Jordan Walker, Jonathan, Mias, Jesus, casting by and music by Matthew S. Nelson. We got costume design, Layla Hayes. Editor, John Quinn. Excellent work. Production designer, James photography, excellent job. Producers, Chad and Chris. Great job. Co-executive producers, Ricky and not fast enough. Executive producers, Jess, Ryan, Tyler. That's kind of exhausting. I tried. All right, here we go. Ooh, nice technique.
You're going to wake the whole camp with your chopping.
Put the shirt on before the women get up.
Oh, they're already up. I heard them studying in their tent.
Why do the women feel so strongly about studying? Isn't it enough to just listen to our rabbi?
When would they do that? He's never here. You know, your obsession with exercise? It smacks of Hellenism.
I'm just trying to stay ready. What if the Romans change their mind and do what they did to your old rabbi?
Can you please not bring that up?
The mind and the spirit are more important than the body.
How can you have a healthy mind if you don't have a healthy body?
I'm talking about emphasizing one over the other.
Try eating a whole bush of poisonous berries and then tell me how your mind is doing.
What's with the chopping?
Oh, did we interfere with sleeping in?
Your sails are still full, I see. So sanctify us with his commandments and commandments.
Breakfast, boys.
Ooh, apples.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe.
We have plenty of wood, guys.
The stack for the next travelers.
Tonight is going to be our last night here.
It is?
Yes, Rabbi told me last night.
He told everyone.
Where's Matthew?
He went away early this morning with Rabbi.
Why does he always take Matthew?
And since when did you start caring about Matthew's whereabouts?
Big Thunder just does the same thing.
You didn't ask about everyone else.
Did you sleep okay?
He was like this when I woke up.
Jesus sent little James, Thaddeus, and Nathaniel ahead to find a location for the sermon.
Why? Do we all know what we're supposed to do?
I don't know, Simon. Maybe listen.
Keep talking to me like that.
I know we'll need security on all 4 points of the compass.
We know how to execute that, Z.
The crowd is going to be bigger this time, the way the word is spreading.
What do we do with hecklers?
The odd Pharisee used to come to these things. They used to be all over John's sermons.
John would heckle them.
I just said used to.
Jesus can handle Pharisees.
We need to get this right, huh? No mistakes.
My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made. When I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my form, not
my unformed substance. How do you have this memorized? I've been memorizing the rest of that Song of David. I need more words, more tools. I can't let it happen again.
So, really quick question about this. Were women just not allowed to read? Is it just like they weren't allowed to learn? Or was it that it was just not important for them to learn to read because they needed to occupy themselves with something else like housework or raising their family or what have you? Or was there some kind of law that prohibited them from learning to read? I just find it interesting that there are people who didn't know how to read. You know, even today we still have people who don't know how to read. I remember I encountered this lady a while back when I was younger, when I was about 13 or 14. We were at the store and she had trouble with something. I asked her if she needed help. She said yes, that she couldn't read. And I remember going like, wait, you're an adult, you're grown up. What do you mean you can't read? It was so weird to me, right? But then I realized that there are people just don't. They never learned, or they had to drop out of school early, or their parents couldn't afford to keep them in school, so they had to drop out. Really, really interesting. They weren't treated as equal. Well, that old dog won't hunt. Only boys went to school. I see. No, they didn't get the opportunities men had. The priority, and women were seen more as property and had to fulfill particular roles. Okay, interesting. Women didn't go to school. Some parents taught them. Okay. Homeschooled and all that. Okay. Or taught by their parents. Interesting. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Let's continue.
Mary, you've got to stop dwelling on... Your eyes are my unformed substance.
Okay.
So my unformed substance.
Oh, wait a minute.
In your
something just occurred to me, that if people can't read, then they're more likely to be easily manipulated, right? Like you tell them what to think, you tell them what to believe in, and as long as they can't read the truth for themselves, then they're not dangerous, right? So learn to read, people. Practice reading. Encourage your kids to read. Message. Here we go.
were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me. My frame was not hiding.
You and Mary have been so good to me. Of course. We're happy you're here. Do we all have to learn to read?
No. Mary's father taught her long ago, and Rema just wanted to learn. I think they felt left out. Maybe you being here will take the pressure off.
Well, I'm willing to learn if that's what it takes.
Shalom. I come bearing apricots.
Oh, they were apricots.
Oh, no.
Shalom, Thomas. These are the lights.
Shalom.
Having mine under the tent.
Is Rema coming out?
No, I don't think so. She's pretty intent on studying.
Oh.
And Mary is writing leaflet notices and invitations and sometimes crying.
She went through something bad. I think she just needs time.
And what about Deb?
In the most generous explanation, I'd call that love.
That does not look like love to me.
They all love our rabbi and want to follow him the right way. They just can't agree on what that right way is.
Message!
I will take this to Rema.
Oh, and tell Rema Philip found apples, but I wanted to bring her apricots. Because I know they're her favorite.
Let's see. Yeah, those are apricots.
Pass
Okay.
that along.
Oh, they look so good too. Simon is the loudest one.
You played your part so well. And my look of annoyance was the best I've ever given. Sophocles, Euripides, Aeschylus, they would kill for our acting skills.
Certainly was a kind of tragedy.
For him, for us, it was a triumph. And all tragedies have winners and losers.
He was the one who brought up potential minerals.
Yes! And then you acknowledged the possibility of salt and not giving anything away. I conceded the value, and we came off looking like good guys.
Wow.
We bought a salt mine for the price of a country plot.
Did you see his tears?
That's common. People have emotional ties to the land.
And then what? Do we grow calluses on our eyes?
Hey, lighten up. You just made the best sale of our lives.
He did make a tidy profit on land he didn't know would ever be valuable.
He'll never have to work another day in his life. You know, when I brought you on as my apprentice, they neglected to tell me that you did not have a sense of humor.
I do have a sense of humor.
You are about to become a very wealthy man. Once our miners find the salt, we're going to live like kings.
Kings of what? There's only one true king in heaven, and everyone else, even Caesar, is enjoying illusions of power and wealth. Sooner or later, we all become dust.
There's that sense of humor. Hey, I'm not oblivious, okay? I know that's right. But we have so few opportunities to get ahead in this world.
Opportunity? It was a calculated deception. And it didn't...
Ooh.
It didn't feel good.
We used what God gave us, and now we'll have greater choices. We'll live better lives. More devotion. Finish your drink.
Man was formed from earth, and eventually he returns to it. The time in between. There has to be more to life than that.
He's an orphan and a poet.
I told you not to call me that.
Hey, okay, I'm sorry.
He doesn't like being
It's
called
been a
poet?
long week. Let's take some time off to rest.
What I need is a life I could be proud of. Don't you want to do something that will really matter? That will be remembered throughout history?
See what it tastes like.
I appreciate your ambition, I really do. And I see potential in you, I see it every day. Here's an advance. Let's take weeks off. Rest, go for walks, do something new.
Really?
Why not? You're the one that said there's more to life than making money.
Thank you. I don't know what to say.
Finish your drink.
I think...
So he's in such a weird position to be in, right? As a human being, where you have necessities, you have things to pay, things that require money. But you know that the money isn't really what's making you happy, right? It's not going to be what makes you happy. It's not the bread of life, right? However, he needs it in order for him to survive, to live, and to take care of his family. I don't know anything about this gentleman, so I'm not sure if he has family or not. But obviously, hello, Leonardo, orphan. See, all right. Oh, my face can't turn red because I'm so dark. It'll turn purple. Okay, scratch. Wow. Okay, so see, you don't have to be the brightest person to be to be on YouTube. So obviously he doesn't have family, but he knows that in order for his dreams to come true, you're gonna need some capital. You need some money, right? But he's wanting to have a meaningful life. He wants to do something meaningful, something that he can be proud of, and that's difficult nowadays to do, because there's very little there are very little careers that are rewarding in that sense, right? Sometimes you have to sort of bend the truth a little in order to get what you want. So you have some real estate, for example, some real estate agents who might not tell you that the plumbing is bad. They sell the house and then you discover everything needs to be replaced: the flooring, the roof, all the pipes, the electrical system and stuff. And so they twist it just to be able to make that sale, right? So, and he doesn't feel good about it, obviously. So here we go.
The knoll east of the Nahalka River looks promising.
But it's a knoll. He won't be high enough for people to see and hear him.
Yes, and the trees to the south obstruct the view of the Sea of Galilee, which he specifically requested.
Why does he need a view of the sea? I think he wanted to be high enough up.
What about the hills north of Khorazim? Huh? There's plenty of height his voice would carry.
It's too steep of a climb. And the distance is too far for the people from Tiberias and Magdala.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to keep within a day's walk from those cities.
Maybe we're just looking too far north.
What did he request? Grove of juniper or gum trees on the backside where we could camp the night before?
Yeah.
It's like he already knows the place.
Yeah. Just have to find it.
No trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted.
Shalom, shalom. Hope we mean no harm, sister.
We're here on friendly business.
Behind where you are. Is that a good view of the Sea of Galilee?
Go away.
That's not very friendly.
Excuse me. Are you the owner?
It's closed to visitors.
It's very important that we speak to him.
Oop. Not today.
This is probably the spot.
What? Why? It's completely repellent.
Exactly.
That's it? That's your whole story?
Everything we know for certain, established as fact by eyewitnesses in accordance with the law. I know we can't prove it's the same person, but the pattern's too striking to ignore.
It doesn't need to be the same person. That's what's wonderful. I will have Shimon dragged for this.
To be fair, it was the secretary who called the charges minutia, not Shimon himself.
Secretaries don't put words in the rabbi's mouth. It's the other way around. Minutia. My congregation and students will foam at the mouth when they hear this. Make a written record of your conversation with Shimon's secretary, every word, and file it with the clerk of the Special Counsel for False Prophecies at the archive. It must be signed and dated by a ranking Levite. Do you understand my instructions?
Yes, but why all the exactitude?
Because when this Jesus of Nazareth amasses enough followers and enough detractors, it will get Rome's attention. And then everyone will know.
Know what, Rabbi?
That Shimon was well aware of these offenses and dismissed them. His obsession with reforming God's immutable law will be exposed for the negligent, lazy, dangerous abomination it is.
Not just Shimon. We opened a case with the Sanhedrin, and Nicodemus dismissed it as immaterial.
Nicodemus. I've long suspected the lamps were going dim in that house, if you get my meaning.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't get it.
Spread the word. Tell every scribe, Pharisee, Sadducee, Asem, priest, teacher, and Levite you know.
Why, Rabbi?
First, the facts. Self-identifies using a divine title from the prophet Daniel.
Son of man.
Claims authority to forgive sins. Violates Shabbat on multiple occasions. And commands others to do so. Eats with tax collectors and sinners.
Degenerates.
No.
Degenerates.
Spit it out. I don't have all day.
One of John the Baptizer's students is among his followers, and there are rumors of a second.
Delicious. We'll never be pestered by that freak again.
In Capernaum, there were women of ill repute seen at table with him at the tax collector's house.
You're telling me women are among his followers?
You asked for speculation.
Keep going.
He consorts with Gentiles, specifically the Ethiopian woman who knew his name and his origin.
The last is very vague and small.
Nothing is small when it comes to fidelity to God's law.
The praetor of Capernaum ordered Jesus detained. When I spoke with his office, they made mention of the fourth philosophy.
The zealots?
It was just a passing comment.
He must be out of his mind.
That's all we have.
You must make these confirmed facts and inferences made known far and wide, but never mention that Shimon or Nicodemus dismissed the case. The gullible masses will defer to their supposed wisdom, but then, when we reveal dated documentation showing that Shimon had early warning and did nothing, the house of his wretched grandfather Hillel will fall, and the house of Shammai will rise.
Rabbi Shammai, respectfully, we didn't come here today seeking to influence which schools of thought. We came looking for someone who would care that a false prophet is deceiving our people.
If that was your intent, you have succeeded. Everything you've shared with me will make an appearance at my next Shabbat sermon.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Yes to this right here. Anyone else get Scar from the Lion King vibe? First time joining by. Hey, welcome, Pet. Right, from the UK. Yes, that's exactly what I got. Those Uncle Scar vibes from.
It's my favorite movie.
Yes, it is. And so this is interesting. So these are men who claim to be men of God, twisting things for politicalness, right? Interesting. And it's funny because these two gentlemen, Shmuel and the other gentleman, are there to smear Jesus or to put a stop to Jesus. And they're like, Jesus schmeezes. Jesus schmeezes. There it is. Forget that. Let's let him get all of his following, right? His followers. And then finally it'll get attention from the bigwigs. And then we'll say that this other dude, I'm sorry, I can't keep up with all these names, that this other dude knew about it and did nothing. So therefore, he's a weak candidate. His house goes down, the other house goes up. It makes the other dude look better, and we'll all be whatever. We'll all be good, right? So it's all political. What's interesting to note here is this use of the spiritual to manipulate the image of the church, or to manipulate the image of, was it Schmel's house, or whatever his name is, to smear it. They're playing a mental and emotional game to help raise the spiritualness of the church. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm missing a piece of the puzzle there to connect all that together, but I hopefully you all can connect what I was trying to say. Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's continue.
Matthew, look. Mary finished the notices. They're leaving to spread the word.
I hope they can find a way to work together.
What do you mean?
They can't seem to agree on a single thing lately. Myself included sometimes.
Oh, I've noticed. In some ways, it's to be expected.
But not desired, surely.
No. But it's what's bound to happen when you start something that's open to all, truly, all people. Zealots, even tax collectors. People who have been through tough times. People both hesitant and skeptical, as well as bold and confident. People hungry to learn, as well as those learned and knowledgeable. Let's get back to work.
Brilliant.
How many sections are we up to?
19.
Here's a little incomplete, huh?
There is something about 20 that is more symmetrical. You could always shorten it to 18.
Brevity is usually preferred. Which section stands out to you the most?
Do not be anxious about your life, of course.
Are there any sections that concern you? Give me your honest opinion. I know I don't have to say that, but...
The whole truth.
You know I won't be offended.
It's, well, very striking. But if I do the math in terms of good news and bad, it seems like there's not a lot of good news. Anyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery. Doesn't that make everyone an adulterer? If your right eye causes you to sin, gouge it out. Wouldn't that lead to an entire population of people walking around with only one eye? Oh, and this one. If anyone were to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. Trees that bear bad fruit being cut down and thrown into the fire. The gate is narrow and hard that leads to life. Depart from me, I never knew you.
Pretty much the whole thing.
How heavily laden your sermon is with these kinds of ominous pronouncements. I haven't even named half of them.
It's a manifesto, Matthew. I'm not here to be sentimental and soothing. I'm here to start a revolution.
Well, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. That isn't exactly...
I said revolution, not revolt. I'm talking about a radical shift.
Oh!
Did you think I was just going to come here and say, hey, everyone, just keep doing what you've been doing for the last 1,000 years since it's been going so great?
Also, there's the beginning and the end.
What about the beginning?
My concern about the beginning is more logistical. Right now, your opening line is, you are the salt of the earth. I'm worried, particularly if it is windy, or if the crowd is larger than we expect, that people near the back will hear, salt the earth. And it will immediately call to mind a negative connotation.
The Punic Wars?
Yes. When Rome destroyed Carthage, they sowed the city with salt to make it barren, and to curse anyone who would rebuild upon it.
I share your concern about the opening line, but for different reasons. I think the sermon needs some sort of introduction, an invitation into what, as you have rightly pointed out, will be a complex and at times challenging set of teachings.
What does you are the salt of the earth even mean? I'm not good at metaphor.
Salt preserves meat from corruption. It slows its decay. I want my followers to be a people who hold back the evil of the world.
Wow.
Salt also enhances the flavor of things. I want my followers to renew the world and be part of its redemption. Salt can also be mixed with honey and rubbed on the skin for maladies. I want my people to participate in the healing of the world.
Wow.
Not its destruction.
Did we just hear that? Did we just hear that? Man, I want to listen to it again, but I really don't like rewinding on this software here because I always go back too far. But that was great. That was great. I'm gonna have to post that separately. I'm gonna have to just post that separately and go on about talk about that completely. He's talking about a revolution, not revolt. He said that's different, right? Because usually when we think of the revolution, we think of like revolting, but no, revolution, a drastic shift, and he pointed out, he's like, what do you want me to say? Like, hey, just keep doing things as you've been doing because everything's great. He's no. A revolution is to start doing things different, to do things different. And now he's talking about you actively participating in healing people, and you actively keeping evils away from mankind or away from the earth, right? Serving as that, as keeping away the evils. I forgot the first thing he mentioned, but man, that was so great. That was such a big lesson. Whether or not this is scriptural, whether it's not written in there, this is still a huge lesson here. It's just, oh my goodness, man, it's brilliant. I'm starting to love the Sermon on the Mount even more. I really wish that we can look deeper into that and have somebody really break it down deeper, like really, really deep. Okay, here we go. Wow. Amazing.
Then why not just say that?
Come on, Matthew.
Come on.
Allow me a little poetry, huh? Not everyone is like you. Some people like a little flavor. Read the songs of David or Solomon. I'm not going nearly as far with metaphor as Solomon.
I'm reading him next.
Well, good luck. He's probably... Yeah. I told you. These things will make sense to some, but not to others.
Yeah.
I don't want passive followers.
Yes.
Those who are truly committed will peer deeply into it, looking for truth.
Ooh. Okay, right now, Familia, in the live chat, let me know who's committed. Who's committed? And if you if you can be honest, mention whether or not you've been passive. Passive meaning you just go with the motions. You go to church, but you don't look deeper into things. You read the Bible at home, maybe you read it to your children or along with your family, but you're not really fully committed to it. If that's you as well, please just be honest. Like we're here about on the channel, we're about honesty, we're about authenticity, and we're about love, right? So nobody's going to be judged. You're not going to be judged harshly or anything like that. I don't know. Hopefully nobody says anything to you about it, but this is just profound. He wants followers that are committed, fully committed. And that doesn't mean, I don't even know if I'm using this word correctly, but legalistic. Like we're not talking about people who are so uptight about the law. We're talking about people who want to know the truth. They want to go deeper into it. They don't want to be told the truth. They want to see the truth for themselves. They don't want to just be told that something is true. They want to look into it. They want to meditate on it. They want to taste the truth, not just know that the truth is there. In other words, we're moving from looking at the food on the menu to actually tasting the food. You know what I mean? Like we're not just passing by a restaurant, looking at an ad on their window of a delicious steak, and then we go in there and we're looking and reading from the menu and go, man, the steak, that's the best tasting steak ever. No, order it and taste it and see for yourself that it's savory and delicious and carefully prepared just for you. If you're all in, say I'm all in and let's do this thing. Familia. Lady Marie, thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you all for making those donations on Cash App Venmo and PayPal. They are appreciated. All right, here let's go into this. Let's go into this. Let's see. I'm at minute 24:19. I'm gonna go back just a tiny little bit. Right there. All right, let's go.
Well, good luck. He's probably... Yeah. I told you. These things will make sense to some, but not to others. I don't want passive followers. Those who are truly committed will peer deeply into it, looking for truth. But I do agree with you. We shouldn't begin with salt. You make a valid point. Good work.
You could flip it with the next image. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden.
I could.
Or, whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them. That one's inviting. Master, may I ask why you keep coming down to look at the camp? They've all gone, haven't they?
They have. I'm going to need time.
We have measures in place for crowd control.
And we can set aside some of our men to assist your goat herds and shepherds, keeping the animals corralled on the other side of the mountain.
My goat herd told me about your plans. But I don't like preachers. I don't care for crowds. You're not even offering to pay for the use of my space.
We have no significant money to offer.
We may be able to secure a loan.
Hey, we have some people in our group who are skilled at negotiation.
Why didn't you bring them? Do you know of any neighboring pastors similar to yours? Someone we could talk to. Look, I only came here because she said you'd pay for my drink if I heard you out, and I have.
What about product association?
What?
If this man is as important as they say, and the sermon is as significant as they are predicting...
I just don't care about any vagabond teacher.
This is the man who's healed many, yes? The one we've heard about.
Yes. Think of all the pilgrims that see him as more than a teacher. How many did you say? Hundreds? Perhaps thousands?
Multitudes.
Thousands of people having life-changing experiences on your land. They could see miracles.
What happens when those pilgrims go to market for supplies? I mean, all those travelers, well, they associate your products with the feelings they have on the day. Coming from all over. Your products.
Your milk, your cheese, your wool, huh?
Your name will be the only name they can trust.
Multitudes. Fine. But if I find one piece of trash left behind, I'll sue for damages. You have our word.
Wow.
We'll leave it better than we found it. Good.
Like they say that people are tuned into one station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? And as soon as they told him what was in it for him, he agreed. It's just the basis of sales, right? All right, let's go.
I can't believe it.
Did we just get the land? I think we just got the land.
We got it.
How can we ever think?
Oh, I thought he was going to actually ask for something.
I have not led you to ruin. Life is a negotiation.
Hey, you were right. You were right.
Opportunities are everywhere staring us in the face, and the only difference between us and most people is that we have the tools to take advantage.
I'm learning.
And I'm telling you, I don't want to be in business forever. I just want to make enough money to make my own choices. I'm like you. I believe there is more to life than deals and titles. You know what would be really interesting?
What's that?
See this preacher in person. I've been hearing about him.
I'm really glad to hear you say that. I want to see him too.
It's settled.
Okay. I'm gonna make some notes on my phone so I can not forget. So I can remember not to forget. So here they're inviting people to the sermon, right? And of course. Oh. Is he gonna get him for unlawful gathering? Music is so beautiful.
No, they're still
Have we been advertising something that might not happen? What if he never comes back?
Go to sleep and he's not here. We wake up and he's not here.
Relax.
When you wake up, he's not here.
Tranquilo, man.
I've seen him meet with Matthew every morning for the past week.
I think he's just trying to get it right.
Can he get anything wrong?
I mean, for the people.
What if we've all been misled?
How can you say that? You saw what happened at Ghana.
Everyone, calm down.
I'm sorry, I'm just nervous.
We're all tired from a long day. We need to rest for tomorrow and go meet the others at the mountain early to help set up.
What if no one shows up?
What if everyone shows up?
Either way, Simon is right. We should rest.
You think I'm going to get a wink of sleep? I just want to make sure I've done everything I can for him.
You always do.
He got quiet really quick.
Matthew. Matthew.
Bye-bye.
I've got it.
The opening?
Yes.
What is it?
A map.
The what?
Directions where people should look to find me.
Okay. Give me a moment.
A map. Right, we should probably pay attention here.
I'm ready.
Rabbi?
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy.
Wow. My heart right now.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those
Look at the glow
who are
around him.
persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward will be great in heaven.
Yes. But how is it the map?
If someone wants to find me, those are the groups they should look for.
Wow. What? Oh, hang on. The hat has to come off, first of all. Okay. At first, when he said the map, that he had a map on where to find me, I was like, a map, okay, interesting. And Dallas, man, if you watch this, I just want to, I don't know, man. I wish I can give you a big old hug because you painted this beautifully. You had Jesus speaking, right? That introduction, but you also showed glimpses of who he was referring to when he was mentioning all these things. And it's almost as if Christ was using his own disciples for inspiration on the message that he wanted to give the rest of the world, because he knows that these initial apostles are going to be the ones that are going to spread it first, right? So he wants to make sure that he keeps them in mind. When he turns over and looks at Matthew and he says, "Blessed are you," you could just feel it, for people who are persecuted and who speak so ill to you for my sake, like blessed are them. Matthew, being sort of childlike, he said, I thought it was a map. And he said, this is really important, that anyone who wants to find me should turn to these people. Meaning, if you want to look for God, look for the poor in spirit, look for the meek, look for the good at heart, look for those who are being persecuted because of his name. Like completely just painted the Sermon on the Mount in a whole new light for me. Reading it again is definitely going to be different this time. So that was beautiful. You okay, love?
Yeah.
A little emotional. A little bit, right? So here we are at 33 minutes. I'm going to back up just a little bit because I really loved how he looked at him and said that last phrase. Here we
For
go.
righteousness' sake.
Wow.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward will be great in heaven.
Yes. But how is it the map?
Oh, how is it a map?
If someone wants to find me, those are the groups they should look for.
That is so beautiful. Seriously, I can't even, like some people say, I can't even begin to describe how beautiful that was. And the thought, Familia, of when in the end there, where he said that rejoice because it speaks about the treasures in heaven, as if there's going to be a big reward for being that person, for being those type of people, the peacemakers, the meek, the poor in spirit, the persecuted on his part, that these groups of people are going to have their reward in heaven. And Familia, for those of you who have experienced his love, for those of you who have experienced the Great Spirit transform your life, for those of you who were experiencing emotional and mental pain, emotional and mental illness, and have received healing, you know that those treasures in heaven, to a certain degree, don't really matter, because the reward that you receive here and now, the peace that you have here and now, the calm in your heart, the stillness in your spirit, the love in your heart, that's rewarding enough. And why not want to stay here? Why not want to stay here in the peace, in that love, in that calm? Okay, I promise we're gonna continue now. That was so beautiful.
And then? You are the salt of the earth.
Brilliantly stitched together, right? There we go.
Therefore, do not be anxious about your life. What you'll eat, what you'll drink, and about your body, what you'll put on.
Minister Lillian, what do you think I meant by
Please
stay
come,
here?
we'd like to show you something.
I'm preparing, Ima.
Fine, we'll come to you. This is no good.
What? Why not?
You'll blend into the rocks.
To the people in the back, you'll be a disembodied voice coming from a slate quarry.
You need a pop of color.
You know, I know what the prophecy says about my appearance. Is this your attempt to change it?
Blue. The symbol of peace, like water in the sky.
Red, a symbol of passion, blood, sacrifice, love.
Oh.
Purple, the royalty, kingship.
Gold. Warmth, wisdom, light, the sun.
That's not what I meant, Minister Lillian. I meant here in the
Red.
present moment.
Well,
not physically.
we have no glass or no still waters to peer into for reflection. And even if we did, I can't tell you how little I care about how I look.
Yes, I. But he's gonna do it anyway.
Blue. The symbol of peace. Our Prince of Peace.
Rema.
Purple, because of the night I first met you. Grapes, wine.
Mary.
Purple also. Royalty.
Tamar.
Blue, it's a calming color. Softens your hard edges.
I have hard edges.
You've been known to say hard things.
Just wait.
Thomas, we're up to 3,000.
People are showing up. It will be 4,000 by the time we start. In no time.
Should we even tell him?
I don't want him to be surprised when he comes around to his place.
Is he capable of surprise or being thrown off?
This is not good. If more people show up, or if one more thing goes wrong, this could be a disaster.
Am I allowed?
Oh, I barely recognize who that is.
Later.
I was like, what?
Where's Dasha?
She's with Zebedee and some others. They secured a place at the front.
Eden!
Yes?
Get over here. I need a tiebreaker.
And of course, he consults
wife,
with the women. That's beautiful.
This is even bigger than I thought.
Oh, I had a feeling.
You had a feeling. I want to see him.
I want to find a place we can hear him.
I'll come and find you. I won't be long. See if we can find one of his followers, one of the men we met. Let them know we can help them. They clearly need it. They look like they're with him. Excuse me, son. May I have a very brief word?
This is amazing. Oh, excuse me. Do you know where I should stand to hear him?
To hear the teacher from Nazareth.
Nazareth?
He performs miracles.
They are saying he could be the one.
We're not going to miss a word. You could do a lot worse than to follow us.
This is kind, thank you.
He could do a lot worse than to follow us.
You know, today is one of those days when it's definitely better to be blind and not deaf.
I'm sorry. If we're moving to hear the teacher, why are you turning off the path the others follow?
We're just going to say hello to some old friends before the show.
Not a show, Barnaby.
It was a show at Zebedee's house.
I love his character, his personality. There we go.
This is the line.
That's like 5 cubits, everyone.
Stay back and push no further. Hey,
Everyone, you're too close. Stay back.
5 cubits back, everyone, please.
And what if we don't? You think we'd stay home for this?
Ima!
You look skinny.
I'm not.
Are you eating?
No, I'm eating.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm.
Where's James?
He's on the other side. I actually have to go downtown.
Okay, go.
Okay. And no heckling, you two.
No promises.
Severin.
What are you thinking about?
Your father.
Which one?
We never got to see any of this.
My father? Which one?
Ah! Boom, that's what I said.
What I...
I do miss him. But I'm glad you're here.
I am proud of you.
Maybe wait to say that until after I'm done. In case I mess up in front of such a big crowd.
Whatever you say will be beautiful.
It is pretty good, actually.
Master, it's time.
It's time.
If not now.
I love doing that with you and the girls.
We heard some guy was gonna tell jokes on a hillside or something? They're not jokes. Barnaby.
No jokes.
You made it. Good to see you.
Wait. It's you. You're the man from the public house. I just follow them. Don't actually know what I'm doing here.
Come on over. Well, we just wanted to say shalom. We'll go find a good spot.
Please, stick around. Hey, Simon! This is the man who got us the mount and the pasture. Convinced the landowner it was worth his while.
Ah, good work. I'm Simon. Judas. Welcome, Judas. I'm sure you're gonna love this sermon.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it.
Judas? Okay. so beautiful.
Shall we?
Always. I think this is the first time I've ever done an air shaker. I've always done air drum, air bass, air guitar, air keyboards, air shaker, everybody. Avengers Assemble. How many Archies for this song? Heartbeat, always. That's it. Oh, I thought we were gonna hear it. Oh, come on. Oh, I was so looking forward to hearing it. Throw me like a stone. We're gonna turn this down. Somebody had mentioned to me there were bloopers, so we're going to. I guess we're going to wait for a little bit before we get into the big discussion here. Or big discussion. I don't know if it's a big discussion, but big talk. But I loved this episode. I love the season. There was a lot, and you can see and feel every character changing. You can feel the tension building. You can feel changes, big changes, like in Simon and in Matthew. There are some changes there that are taking place that are just. I don't know. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Some people are pretty upset that Jesus isn't around. Right? He just shows up every once in a while. He's like, we wake up and he's gone. We come home to bed and he's gone. And I don't know. Is it like they're losing faith, or they're not sure what they got themselves into? Maybe there might be some regrets in there somewhere or something like that. But it's been very, very interesting. I can't wait for season 3. And hopefully we can get some. I'm gonna reach out and see if there's any of the actors that might be available to join me for a conversation. So I'm not gonna skip just yet. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it all go because I need to make sure that we give credit to all the staff that worked on the season and worked on this episode. So I just want to make sure that they all get their credit. But it's wonderful. It has been wonderful. I'm gonna keep my eye on it just to make sure I don't miss it. Just a couple of things that I wanted to touch upon: the passive versus being committed. How many of you said that you were committed? If you're committed, give me a hands up or a thumbs up emoji, or say I'm all in if you don't know how the emojis work. And what all of that entails. So being committed and what all that entails to get to the truth. And then I wanted to mention, someone said that our piece is incomplete. I forgot who it was that mentioned something along those lines, that our piece is incomplete if we're staying. I think they said if we stay here, then our piece is incomplete. And I understand that being at peace. If we're here on earth, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that if we're here on earth, then we will have peace. I meant being here in the moment, being with him here now is important, because being here and now and not worrying about the future, not being concerned about tomorrow, as the song says, that the sparrow's not worried about tomorrow, right? Or being concerned of the past, but I mean just being fully here in the present moment, where everything is unfolding, where yesterday is being burned and tomorrow is unfolding here now in this present moment. When we're here and now in this present moment is where the Great Spirit is, and that's where we find ourselves at home in our peace, in everything that the kingdom is this is where it is in the present moment. That's where our piece is actually complete. Let's see. Don't forget, if you haven't read it yet, this quote: "Go into all the world and preach the gospel and everything to every creature." Yes, I've read that, and I've also heard it said that if necessary, use words. I love this. I love Jesus's explanation to Matthew about the map. That definitely is something different. I think this is not giving credit, I think, to maybe people who donated. So let's see. Oops, I just said everybody deserves credit and I'm skipping. Sorry. Invite Austin and Yoshi to join you together. They make music together. Really? Cool. I will certainly look out for that. We're just waiting for the bloopers to come up, and then I'm just gonna say a couple words here about this. I remember last season's bloopers were pretty hilarious. Let's see. While we wait for that, if anybody has any prayer requests, go ahead and mention them in the live chat now. There we go. Come on, brother. Oh, what is this?
I love that God simply spoke and the world came into being.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay, we're doing that thing. Okay. Okay, one more time.
I suppose I love the beginning.
Me too!
Okay, 9 in the morning, we're out of here. We get to the leper colony, we stop by there just a few minutes.
Just a few minutes. Hello, lepers. Sons of Thunder. Aren't you supposed to still be filming? What am I saying?
What am I saying?
Try that again. Fishing, not filming.
I'll bring him some bread.
I thought most people.
Wait, not for that. Can you give me that one here?
Okay.
Now, only if look up at the
You played your part so well, and my look of annoyance was the best I've ever given. Sophocles, Euclides. Oh, sorry, would you do that again? Euclides? That's not a human being. That was fun. Oh boy.
I'm like, I'm leaving.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm going now.
Have fun with your cousin.
I never thought I'd live to see one. Sorry. Thank you for
Go for it. Okay. No, you go ahead.
Okay.
You first.
Me first?
Yes, you.
Thank you for letting me see that.
I'll do whatever it takes to learn the crap.
Hello. I come bearing apricots.
We're still talking.
What happened is James and John realized that we are in Samaria here to plant seeds, not to burn bridges.
Wow.
Anything
Master.
else you'd like to say?
Give him a moment. I know! Let's do it again, please.
Jesus of Nazareth.
Don't you want to do something that will really matter and be remembered throughout history?
I thought that was my alarm.
Yes, I would like to.
Is audio hearing that?
Here's our traditional Jewish greeting for you.
You scared the donkey.
I don't need protection.
You can't just pop up straight up. You gotta. You gotta do a little. You gotta make it look. You gotta sell it a little bit, like.
Such as how you send little John and...
Reset background.
What? You want a crowd more left right in here?
I said a little, and then I had a moment of like, whoo!
Baker, second six, soft sticks.
If a man taketh his brother's wife, it is impurity.
You can pick up the pace even more. And
Okay.
It's if a man takes.
Oh, okay.
We're not doing taketh like.
I don't know where. All right, fair enough. It's right there in the law of Moses. If a man taketh his brother's...
Taketh?
It's right there in the law of Moses. If a man taketh his brother's wife, it is I keep doing it.
He's like, I keep doing it.
It'll be all right. Such a warrior.
Such a warrior.
Crazy kid.
I don't know. Maybe you should be glad we got a title. The big title.
What about Abba?
Abba would be proud.
He would.
Go! Strike! Go! Go!
Sorry to wake you, Matthew.
All right, sorry guys.
The train.
Blur the phone.
With all due respect, Nathaniel, this... Okay.
No scene necessary.
It's just,
Hey, we're good.
No promises. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, that was it. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. Oh, brilliant work. I always love bloopers. My face hurts from all that. I was laughing and smiling. All right, so we looked at this episode, and I made a couple of notes here on some of the things. So he said he didn't want passive followers. Jesus does not want passive followers. What would be some examples of a passive follower? He wants committed followers, people who are wanting to look deeper into the truth, right? Who want to follow and know the truth. For me, it's like the only way that you should be following is in asking questions. Asking questions is a great way of getting to the truth, and believe me that the truth is not afraid of questions. It will still be standing at the end of all of your questioning. So don't be afraid to question it. Of course, let's not be cynical or sarcastic in our questioning, but we definitely should be questioning everything, questioning our pastors, questioning what we're reading, questioning our beliefs, questioning our ideas, questioning our feelings even, and really getting to the bottom of it and seeing whether or not that feeling is useful or not. As I asked a couple of days ago in the communities tab, is emotional pain useful in some way? Is there a practical purpose in it? And a lot of you gave some really great answers. And I encourage you all to not just try to answer the questions, but to look at the other people's answers, because somebody might share another perspective that you didn't even think about. Somebody's pastor may have some insight into something and taught them, and then they answer one of the questions in the communities tab, and might be a missing piece of the puzzle that you needed in order for your faith to be whole and your love for God to be complete. So you never know, right? The other thing is to give your attention, to give your complete attention to what you're learning, not just not be divided, not have your attention be divided, meaning that you're reading gospel, and then you're also reading something that has nothing to do, or that contradicts, or that works against you. So you got to be very careful with that. And that also includes watching movies and watching shows that go against what you believe, because the last thing you want to do is the last thing you want to be is a hypocrite. You don't want to say one thing and then act out on another thing. That doesn't mean that you can't watch other shows or other things. If you're strong enough, if you feel that you are mentally or emotionally strong enough to look at it and question it and maybe use it for educational purposes to strengthen what you believe in, then by all means go ahead. But some people are not going to be that strong in their faith. They're going to watch other movies, watch other shows, read other maybe other scriptures, and they're going to fall for and be deceived by different things, right? So if you feel like you have a strong enough spirit, then for educational purposes, sure, go ahead and read other things, go ahead and look at other things, but just be sure that you know where you're going and what truth you want, and then also question the heck out of those ideas as well, right? That's the only way to get through the false ideas, is by questioning it, because what's false is going to dissolve no matter what, and what's true will stand no matter what at the end. So that there's my two or three little tips there on making sure that you are a committed follower and not a passive follower. Is that asking questions, giving your full attention, and being cautious of what you read, what you consume. I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about the material that you consume, right? And the other thing was the map, was how Jesus explained about the map to Matthew. I got a little emotional there because of the way that he pointed out to who is actually going to help you, who will be the people that you want to turn to when you're seeking God, right? The people who are poor in spirit, the people who are meek, right? So if we can, let's just take a look at the intro of the sermon, because that intro was completely transformed for me. So it says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Right? And I love that they were showing, the architect there in the tree crying, right? It said that blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted, right? And they showed, I forgot who they showed crying. I think it was Andrew crying about the arrest of the Baptist, John the Baptist. "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." And then he turned to Matthew and said, "Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you." And then it goes into the next part, is the salt and light. "And you are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its taste," meaning if you lost your taste, "then how shall saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." And this is where it kind of gets a little bit tricky, right? It gets a little bit tricky because we see other parts of scripture that say that you can't get into heaven for your good works. We see other parts of scripture that says that no one is good, right? And good as in righteous, which was another question that was answered by you all. And here it's saying that in the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works, right? But not just that. It's not so that they could see your good works and then praise you, or reward you, or so that they can lift you high, but it says so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Right? And lately I've been running across this a lot, and I'm not sure. I'm sort of at a fork in the road, and this is not me doubting faith. Okay, it's not that at all. This is just me trying to engage you all in a conversation and trying to get to the truth, right? For those of us who are hungry for the truth. But remember that while everything points to Jesus, Jesus didn't point to himself. Jesus pointed to the Father, right? And so a question is, what are we to make out of that? And I to a certain degree I already know the answer, but I want to ask it anyway, because I as I said before, I want to hear your take on it. I want to hear what your opinion is on it. I want to hear what you have been taught, and I want to respect what you've been taught. So there's no real right or wrong answer here, and I want everybody to respect each other's answers. But who is more important, the Father or the Son? And before you say that they're both equal, I just want to point out, because for me it seems like, especially in the last episode, Jesus, when they were asking for prayers, he was saying first acknowledge the Father, right? He points to the Father. And when people were asking before, like, who should we be praying to? Should we be praying to the Holy Spirit? Should we be praying to Jesus? Or should we be praying to the Father? And there are hints throughout Scripture that point that Jesus himself said we're to pray to the Father, but we're to ask for things, that whatever we shall ask the Father in Jesus's name, then it shall be given, right? And so so the question there is, one, who's more important, the Father or the Son? And then the second is, who should we be praying to? Should we be praying to the Father? Should we be praying to the Son? Or should we be praying to the Holy Spirit? Let me know in the live chat, or let us know in the comment section down below. But Familia, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this journey with reacting to and reviewing The Chosen. I absolutely love the way that the story is being told. It's definitely bringing this to life, and I want to know how The Chosen has changed your perspective. What did it teach you? What did this season teach you the most? Did it move you from a dark place into a light? Did it shine light into something you didn't know? Did it did it discourage you in some way? Did it was it disappointing in any way? You know, did it convict you in any way? Did it question your faith? Did it make you question your faith? I want to know how this affected you on a mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual level. Like, what did it actually do to you? Let us know in the comment section down below. Please remember to tune in with us in approximately 2.5 hours for lesson 3 of our guitar lessons, our free guitar lessons. If you know anybody wanting to learn guitar, just refer them to our guitar lessons, and I will see you on our next adventure, Familia. Thank you so much.